Can you hear my voice? Oscar, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Sweet. Alright, so I'm recording this just in case people get kicked off. Sometimes nearpod's a pain and kicks people out. Alright, so this is probably one of the more important lessons that you need to know. So we've been spending the past couple of days getting evidence to support why kids should or should not play competitive sports. Today's where we're looking at how to write the actual argumentative essay. Right, so now when you usually start an essay, you're like, oh, I got to worry about the introduction first. We don't focus on the intro first. We're going to focus on the body paragraphs first. Just gotta make sure you're paying attention, everybody. You're like watching your phone or something. All right, so in order to do this body paragraph, if you remember these three letters, T, R, and D, it's just a useful tool when making sure that you have everything you need in the body paragraph. All right, so let's look at the first thing, which is the T. All right, so we've gone over transitions before in the past. Remember, transition words are words that basically allow you to talk about relationships between ideas, right? So it's a word that signals the relationship between ideas. Transition should be used to begin the paragraph and organize your writing. So it's the first thing you see in your body paragraph. Okay, the first thing you see. So if I look at some examples of transitions, okay, I have another, first of all, also, in addition, for example, as you can see, as well as in conclusion to begin with, to sum up. These are all examples of transitions. Okay. Now, what I want you guys to do, I haven't told you about this. I just want to see if you know. Which one of these would be the ones I would use for the first body paragraph of the um, argumentative, and which ones would I use for the last body paragraph? So circle the ones that for the first, underline the ones for the last. See if you guys can figure out. Now, I'll give you guys a hint. You should only circle and underline 4 things total. Circle and underline only 4 things total. Which ones make sense for beginning? Which ones make sense for the end body paragraphs? Let's see what you know. We'll go over this in like 2 minutes. You should be circling and underlining. Make sure you follow the directions. Somebody's not following the directions. You should be circling and underlining. There should be 4 things total. 4 circled or underlined. Which ones belong in the first body paragraph? Which ones belong in the last? Hmm. Hmm. Somebody does not know what a circle looks like. Some of us do not know what underline looks like. Bueno. If you have more than 4, the answer is probably not really correct. No. So, kind of the purpose of why I made you guys do this is sometimes when you guys write, you try to interchange transition words in places that they don't work. Okay, so you need to always make sure that you use the proper transition in the proper place. So let's look at someone who actually got this correctamundo. This person is correct. Okay, so what you should have had was, first of all, and to begin with, those are the transitions that work in the first paragraph. And then in conclusion and to sum up should be last paragraph, right? Because they show beginning and end. Okay, it's kind of commonsensical. All right. Now, let's look. Continuing. So, the first letter, T, stood for what? We just finished going over it. What's the T stand for, Mr. Manaya? T stands for what? What does the T stand for, senor? You just did it, bro. You just were circling and underlining things. What were they called, my friend? It starts with the little T. Do you remember? You gotta keep it in your brain, my friend. It starts with the T.
Transitions.
You are not Jaskar. You are an imposter.
I had it at the tip of my tongue.
He just tried. He's an imposter. I don't know why he's doing that. All right. So
I had it. I couldn't figure it out though.
the R is the reason, right? So I start off my body paragraph with the transition, and then I move on to the next thing, which is the actual reason. So we've been spending days going into paragraphs looking for reasons for why someone should or shouldn't put this words. All right. Now, this is a topic. So say the topic that you're writing about is should there be stronger gun laws? Okay. If I'm going to have a transition and a reason, which would be my first sentence in my body paragraph, this is what it would look like. First of all, and then you put a comma after that transition word. One reason that I'm against ending gun control is that gang members will be able to own machine guns. So I have my transition, which is first of all, and then I have my reason, which is the rest of the sentence. Okay? This should only be one sentence long. Okay? Let's look at the next example. First of all, one reason that I'm against gun control is that citizens of this country have the right to protect themselves. Again, this will be the first sentence of my body paragraph. Transition, followed by reason. All right, now, time for you to use your brain, and I want you guys to come up with a transition and a reason for the same idea. So the topic is, should guns be banned? Or should guns be allowed? Your job is to come up with a transition and a reason. Make sure you are working on that now. I will give you I don't know, this will give you a little bit longer, like 4 or 5 minutes. Transition, reason. Let's see if you can come up with your own idea. So think about it. What would be a reason for why people should be able to own guns, or what would be a reason for why people should not be able to own guns? What is the correct way to do it? Let's see if you are getting this. Let me make sure this is working, because sometimes it doesn't work. Actually, it seems like it will fine. Make sure you are putting commas. Somebody didn't put a comma. Make sure you are putting commas. Is it letting you guys write? I know this thing is I don't know, for some reason the collaboration boards don't work all the time. Let me just refresh it. I don't know why it does that. It's annoying. Is it working now? I hope. Kind of silly. Is it letting it work, guys? You guys able to write? You need a transition word and a reason and a comma somewhere there. Ariel and Jeremy, is it working for you guys? If I'm missing something, somebody forgot to put something.
Alright, am I able to get it back?
You can do a new one.
Okay.
Someone forgot to put something. Mr. Zuriel. Alright, so need to be refreshed. This thing is annoying. I'm still waiting for some sponsors. I only got two. You guys are forgetting stuff. There's lots of mistakes here. No bueno. Another person, mistake. Going mistake. Going mistake. This person did not forget stuff. They put what they good. I guess that's Tiffany, right? Because you got the sleeping person on there. Good job, Tiffany. You did that correctly, kid. Transition is there. Comma is there. Reason is there. Bueno. All right. You could go take another minute and a half before I continue. You need to make sure you put a comma. You guys keep forgetting commas. And again, make sure you don't forget to capitalize the first word of a sentence too, people. Some of you didn't do that either. La, la, la. This person did not put a transition. All right, so I'm going to go over some of these just to show you what's wrong on them and what's right. First one that's on the top left, missing a comma. Everything else good. Second person, I think people should, is missing a transition and no comma. Third one has to capitalize guns, missing a transition and a comma. Fourth one, missing a transition and a comma. Fifth one, missing a transition. Actually, no. Actually, the fifth one's actually good. That works. The one on the bottom left, missing a transition. The one next to it, perfect. The one next to it needs a comma. The one next to it needs a comma. Okay? This should only be one sentence long. Okay? You put your transition, you put your reason. All right. Last one. This one, last one's okay, but it's missing a comma. Okay? Also, you should only be putting one reason in your paragraph, right? So some of these have more than one reason. Let's continue. This is similar thing, right? So should chewing gum be allowed in school? If I was going to write out a transition and a reason, to begin with, I feel gum has the ability to allow children to communicate, concentrate, rather. Another one. Also, I believe gum chewing is damaging to the health of young children. All right. So, what does the R stand for, Joskar? We were just going over that. Do you remember what R stands for?
Reasons,
Awesome. What does the T stand for?
transitions,
Okay, now the D is the details. Okay, so this is the most important part of your body paragraph. This is the biggest part of your body paragraph. It's basically everything, right? So the first sentence, transition reason, everything else in your body paragraph is details. Okay, now in terms of details, the more specific your detail, the better. So if I can give you really exact facts and details about whatever I'm arguing, my argument is going to be stronger. Okay, now very importante. The most important thing you need to do is make sure that your one body paragraph, each individual body paragraph, only has one reason. Okay? So that means if I'm writing a 5 paragraph essay and I have 3 body paragraphs, I only have 3 reasons. The rest of it is details. Okay? If you have a new reason, you start a new paragraph. That's the way it works. Okay? You don't put one body paragraph and put a million reasons in it. You put one reason and then everything else supports that one reason. Now, what does T R? stand for? Most of you are getting these correct. Bueno, you're paying attention. You get an A plus. Make sure you are answering what is the T, the R, and D stand for. All right, give me like another 2 minutes, not even. You still have not answered. Waiting for Frank, Harmony, Leafy, Isabella, Aaron, Jordan, Tiffany, y Miss Peña. All right, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 15, 12, 11, 10, 6, 5, 4, 3. All right, moving on. So we should have had was this transition, reason, detail. Perfecto. All right, moving on. So again, when I put all of these ideas together and I have my body paragraphs, they look something like this. So if my topic was should there be a tax on sugary drinks, one of my body paragraphs, this one actually would be my last body paragraph, start off with my transition, my reason, and then my details. My first question for you is I want you to circle the reason in this body paragraph. Circle the reason in that body paragraph. Circle the body paragraph. Circle the reason the body paragraph.
So we have to circle the reason. Like,
Just circle the reason in that body paragraph.
all right.
Circle the reason in the body paragraph. Is anyone having difficulty? Because I think only a few of you guys are starting. Let me try refreshing too. No, 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 no. Ah, much better. Good job, Soto. Some of us are not following directions. Circling does not look like underlining. Some of us are looking in the wrong place. All right, so the reason is going to be located right next to the transition. So if I look at this example here, this is correct. Okay, the reason is right next to your transition and reason. But if you look somewhere else, that's wrong. Right? Now, let's go to the next thing, which is this. It is about smoking. What I want you to do for this one, underline everything that's part of the detail. Underline everything that's part of the details. Underline everything that is part of the details. True that. Underline everything that's part of the details. Underline everything that is part of the details. Underline everything that is part of the detail. La, 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 la. Most of you seem to be getting it correct. Some of us, not so much. All right. So, what you should have done is underline everything except for the first sentence. That is all the details. Okay? First sentence, transition, reason, everything else is your details. You should have underlined everything else. All right. Now, what you guys are going to be working on is, hold on, let me stop recording this.